welcome back to Hero Training. Put on your capes and masks and let's go! Last week we talked about creative, and a couple examples of some of my friends that were being creative was that they took a box and they made a mailbox, and you can see that they worked together. They made the little flag, they made a place to put the mail in, and then they each decorated different sides of the mailbox. I had another friend this week that memorized the memory verse for us. Great job! I can't wait to hear about what you did this week. This week we're going to be talking about attentive, paying attention and ready to act. When you're paying attention, you need to make sure that your eyes are on the speaker, your ears are listening, your mouth is closed, and your hands are in your lap. That way you are being attentive. What was a time that you were attentive? Maybe your mom was giving you some directions or your teacher was teaching you something. Can you think of a time that you weren't attentive? Maybe there was something else going on or you were playing with something. Today, we're going to read a story about how Jesus was attentive to the children in the story. Jesus and the children. Mark and Sarah were waiting with their mother and baby Esther to see Jesus. Other children were waiting with their mothers. Jesus' helpers frowned at them. Can't you see that Jesus is busy? He has no time for children. Mark and Sarah and mother with baby Esther turned slowly away. Mark hung his head and watched the dust of the path squish up between his brown toes. Sarah looked back at Jesus. A tear ran down her cheek. Then they heard Jesus say to his helpers, "Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not." All the children ran to Jesus. Jesus took baby Esther on his lap. He smiled and touched Sarah's cheek, where the tear had run down. He put his hand on Mark's head. The children took turns standing close to Jesus. He told them stories. On the way home, Mark whistled a happy tune. Sarah skipped ahead, and then she waited and took Mother's hand. "I wish we could see Jesus every day," she said. "Maybe," said his mother, "maybe soon. Jesus will come to the temple." What are some ways that Jesus was attentive in that story? At first, his helpers didn't pay attention to the children. But then Jesus saw the children and he was attentive to them. He wanted to see them. He wanted to talk to them. Some other ways that Jesus is attentive is when the woman touched his cloak. He was also attentive to the blind man on the side of the road. You can probably think of some other ways that Jesus was attentive in other Bible stories. Today we're going to talk about our memory verse. Incline your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. Proverbs 2:2. Make sure that you're attentive when you're doing those things. You also have your coloring sheet this week if you'd like to color that. And if you still need those coloring sheets, let me know and I can get those to you. If you met one or more of your challenges last week, let us know and we'll make sure that you get your sticker this week. Here are your challenges for this week. Number 1, memorize this week's verse. Number 2, you can play Simon Says with your mom or dad or your brother or sister. Make sure that you're attentive when they're giving you the directions for Simon Says so you're listening. Number 3, come right away when you're called. When your mom asks you to do something, be attentive and make sure you come right away. Number 4, go outside and close your eyes. Pay attention to all the things that you can hear, and I bet you can hear lots of different things outside if you are attentive and you listen very carefully. Good luck! I can't wait to hear about how you were attentive this week.